Better than that. She's been exciting everybody on tour this year, this season, with outstanding performances, including a Supermax Slam final in Kansas City in December. Of course, we have two different styles on display. We've got the power of Vargas. We've got the precision and control of Barrios. Looks like players are about to get introduced on court. We're on the center court in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is the Target Center. You can hear last-minute instructions there from Doug Ganem, the tournament director for this event. Vargas and Barrios about to be introduced. Let's give a little bit of statistics, a little bit of match history between these two. Barrios, very new to tour, only played 29 matches before this event. Career percent win, 59%. Pretty good considering how young and inexperienced she is. Compare that to Vargas, though. 214 matches on tour, 71% win percentage, 28 years old, vastly more experienced. Started as a 19-year-old, 9 seasons on tour, 5 titles, 19 finals appearances, highest ever ranking #2. As I mentioned, she was a finalist here against Longoria 2 years ago. Longoria did what Longoria does, which is own this court. And Vargas struggled, but Barrios is a different perspective. These two have met once before in the quarterfinals of the 2020 TeamRoot.com Supermax Slam, where Barrios won 115, 15-8, 11-10. What does that mean? Expect great things for this match. Let's watch the intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Super Saturday at the 2021 United Healthcare U.S. Open Racquetball Championships. We've arrived at the semifinals for the LPRT singles division. This is our first matchup of the day. Now let's meet our players. Every year at the U.S. Open, there is that Cinderella story of a lower-seeded player that works their way through the draw to find themselves on the doorstep of making history. This year, that player is from Bolivia, and her meteoric rise have been nothing short of amazing. Power and intensity are her hallmarks, and today she is eyeing yet another upset victory at the U.S. Open. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Santa Cruz, Bolivia, the number 10 ranked player in the world, Angelica. Now let's meet Angelica's opponent. No stranger to the bright lights at the U.S. Open, this elite-level LPRT superstar has been knocking on the door of winning her first U.S. Open title for many years. Without question, she is the hardest-hitting female player in the world with clock ball speeds over 130 miles per hour. In addition to power, she has a fierce competitive drive that will undoubtedly be on display on the stadium court today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Buenos Aires, Argentina, the number 3 ranked player in the world, Maria Jose Vargas. And our referee for this morning's match, Maria Renee Rodriguez.
Well, you heard the introductions, and let me introduce TJ Bamba to the stream, the commissioner for the LPRT. TJ, we talked a little bit about this match. Got a little jazzed up by that music. I think we're good to go.
I am also looking forward to this. This is a new matchup. Again, first time semifinal for Angelica Barrios. Let's see what she can do on this big stage.
Well, as we mentioned, though, we've got the experience of Vargas. She's been here. She's done it. The one thing missing from her resume is a U.S. Open title.
For sure. And in the past, she's been in the finals. She struggled a little bit at this event in the finals, playing on that big court.
Well, who's she play?
That's a big factor, for sure.
Yep, Longoria is always the person to beat in these tournaments. But you've got to get there first, as does Longoria, by the way, in our second semifinal. We were listening to how hard Maria Jose Vargas hits it, and we were like, well, you know, Erica Mania hits the ball pretty hard.
So does yes, for sure.
Well, we'll see Mania and Longoria in our second semifinal, but let's get to the action here on court. It's going to be Vargas against Barrios, Argentina against Bolivia. It's a very quiet start here at the Target Center. We had a lot of action last night in doubles. People were here very late watching those matches.
Full house, full stands. There was a lot of excitement. The music gets louder the later the day goes. So, yes, quiet start, almost like a tennis match. Looks like Vargas is serving first.
Good start from Vargas, and guess what we heard in the first point? Some shouting from Vargas. We're going to see a lot of that, I think.
From Vargas. In contrast, Angelica Barrios tends to be a little bit more low-key, calm, quiet, and so we'll see how this match plays out.
And there's a little fist pump from her opponent, Barrios. Barrios really was out of it yesterday against Martinez from Guatemala in game 1, and then really settled down and started executing shots.
Yes. A serve and a fist pump from Barrios. Barrios tends to have, a lot of control, low error percentage. Vargas is more of an aggressive shot taker. She's going to take a more risky, but sometimes with a bigger reward, bigger payoff.
Good start from the Bolivian, 3 serving 1. This is what Barrios wants, right? A good serve. Vargas hits it as hard as she can, comes off the back wall, 3-shot rally.
We have our first timeout on the main court at only 3-1.
Yeah, a point for Barrios, that makes it 4. But very early timeout. Players get 2 timeouts on tour. We have 2 minutes between games as well. That includes the tiebreaker. We follow the International Racquetball Federation rules, and both of these players are international players. That helps them, I think, stay comfortable in the rules of both international play and the LPRT.
Yes. So a lot of Bolivian fans follow along with the LPRT, watching Angelica Barrios, rooting from her home country. Again, relatively new player on tour. She hasn't had a lot of experience.
Right, couple seasons, and we knew she was a great player, junior world champion many times over. We've mentioned that this week, that a lot of these players won in the junior world championships. But how do you transition that to the seniors, right? You can beat somebody your own age, but now you're playing a veteran pro. Barrios has kind of elevated her game very quickly.
Yes, and we should mention that in December of 2020, she did make the finals against Paola Longoria at the Kansas TeamRoot.com event.
And played well in that final,
yes.
too. Big skip from Vargas. You know, I get some messages time to time from a few fans, a few people watching, and one of the comments I got over the last 24 hours, who do you think is going to win this match? Well, a lot of people think Barrios is going to cause the upset, and she started brightly here. Another skip from Vargas. I'm not sure what she's appealing.
I want to say it was the serve. She pointed to the
short serve line.
Short serve line.
She didn't. It didn't look like she appealed that at the beginning. Barrios will mix up her serves, going left and right. She stands over on the right side, and then just turns her racket slightly to go straight. Earns a replay in that long rally. Six serving one.
Yeah, Barrios really just at this point seems so unsettled. Like, so the major court, the big event doesn't seem to bother her.
She's acting like she belongs there.
Yes.
Vargas puts down a loose serve from Barrios. Side out 1-6.
You know, Vargas, on the other hand, I think this is where she's got to find a balance of staying up because that's her game style and being in it and excited.
But not too far.
But not too much.
Skip from Barrios. Point for Vargas. Vargas, I think, has the advantage in terms of athleticism. Great shot. And you can see Vargas' athleticism. Barrios, I think, has the racquetball IQ. Smart shots, moving Vargas around, creating a better opportunity and taking it.
Yes, I've seen Barrios this weekend coaching some of her fellow country players, Bolivians. A lot of respect there.
Wow, Vargas, that was a big skip in the middle of the court. Just not settled right now.
Well, and again, that goes back to she is going to take those lower percentage shots. She's going to go for it. And at some point, a lot of matches she's going to get it dialed in and they'll be effective. But will she get them on this main court today?
Excellent wide angle from Barrios, again controlling these points. Catching Vargas too far forward in front of that encroachment line. Eight serving two. That's a point. Clever short Z serve. One that I've seen Vargas do.
That sharp cut on that Z serve, I feel, and the players could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna give that serve to Frédérique Lambert because I feel like she was the first one that came in and started hitting it effectively, and then you started seeing more players on tour hit the same serve.
Vargas stretching and reaching and able to put that ball down. Side out, 2 serving 9. We need a term for that short Z, TJ.
The sharp Z?
The sharp Z, I like it.
Actually, we should ask Frédérique Lambert because
we should. Another skip from the racket of Vargas. Just not playing well right now. And you wonder what's going through her mind. You can see her pacing in the back. She's always here well in advance. She's always amped up. And right now, just out of sorts.
Vargas also plays a very fast game. She wants to go. She's ready. She wants to serve. She's ready. Barrios could benefit from really slowing this game down, taking her time on serves.
That's a good shot. Straight down the line. 2 bounces before the back wall. Side out.
I don't know, the players who have had success over Barrios, I almost want to say I haven't seen her enough to figure out what a good strategy is against her.
From what I've seen, and I like this, you talked about slowing it down. Barrios is doing it. It's a good strategy. But what I don't like about what Maria Jose Vargas did in that situation, we have service routines that we go through before we serve. She went through the routine. Barrios stopped her before she served. I would like to see Vargas redo that routine and reset and serve.
Yep.
The consequence was a side out for Barrios. The serve wasn't great. Smart from Barrios. Vargas, let's see if she can get some momentum here. 2 serving 9. 2-9. Deep in the backcourt was Barrios and hit that on the replay. Tough shot, catching Vargas unprepared. Barrios is creative right now. Wow, such control from the Bolivian in the middle of the court and cruising. It's 10-2. Vargas taking a timeout. I think it's a wise one. We'll do the same and be right back with you. And we're back, everybody. If you're just joining us, Barrios is controlling the first game, standing in the middle, pushing Vargas around the court. Vargas took her second and final timeout. It's 2 serving 10. Three serving 10. We might have an appeal. But this looked like a perfect serve from the Argentine.
Very effective when it's on.
You unmuted 1 and 2. We heard you just through 10s.
Wow. Vargas giving everything, hitting the deck, keeping the ball alive. Barrios patient, doing the smart racquetball shot down the line.
Okay, and that's several points now that Barrios has scored right in center court. So if I'm going to say anything to Vargas, I'm saying shoot deep in the back of the court. Move Barrios back to those back corners.
Barrios again, and frustration from Vargas. She's struggling against the creativity of her opponent. She wants a power game. She's not getting it. Excellent serve. And there's a classic example. Barrios not trying to blast it. You know what? I know where my opponent is. I'll just put it over here. It doesn't have to be hard. Has to be 2 bounces, and I have to hit the front wall. 12, serving 3. I think you heard that from Angelica Barrios. She wants this.
I'm really impressed with this. I mean, she's still so new on tour. And on this kind of stage, on this big glass court that's so difficult to play on, I'm really impressed with her, just her confidence to go in there and just do her job. Short serve. Vargas, again, Vargas needs that energy, but she's got it. I don't think she's settled into this match yet.
Not that time, Barrios. I would say the other thing that makes Barrios hard to beat, she makes very few unforced errors.
Yeah,
No free points.
That earlier, yeah, very low percentage of errors.
What you're seeing here, TJ, it was an excellent serve. It was an okay return, but Vargas had an opportunity to put the ball away and didn't. She hit it as hard as she could. It bounced off the back wall. That created an opportunity for Barrios to get back in the rally. Take a little pace off, 20% off those shots. Stop them coming off the back wall. You'll win those points, Vargas.
Yeah, and I'd like to see what I was saying before. I'd like to see Vargas hit those angles, deep court angles. But again, like you said, got to keep them off the back wall.
Another skip from Vargas. Barrios climbs to 14, 1 point away from this first game. We didn't expect this scoreline.
No. Let's see what happens here.
Side out.
No, but at the same time, you see this anywhere. A loss in a first game, players just kind of getting their comfort level, getting into the match. Vargas isn't there yet, so as long as she can get there in game 2, I would expect a different score.
Another skip from Vargas. Game point number 2. Barrios looks like she's been here before. She's owning the court. Vargas feels like maybe the newcomer. That time she puts it down.
All right, down the line shot. Good choice for Vargas.
Even if Vargas doesn't win this first game, some momentum here would help. Find what is working. Okay, let's carry that into game 2.
So that you have a game plan, a strategy.
Exactly.
Right?
Barrios again slowing down Vargas. That was a poor choice from Barrios in that time.
I would also say Vargas had to hit that shot perfectly.
A skip from Barrios. Vargas has a few points here, starting to gain some momentum as we talked about.
And that'll help with that confidence too for her. And focus.
Wow, what a get from Vargas. And then a skip. These long rallies are being won by the Bolivian.
Yes.
That was a loose skip. Side out. The hardest point is that last one, TJ. And Barrios has been stuck there for a little while. Three-shot rally started with an excellent serve.
Yeah. As you mentioned, Maria Jose Vargas, mother of two. She has a daughter and a son that was just born in early April. And, I mean, look at her. I mean, this soon on this grand stage, semifinals of the U.S. Open.
We might see an appeal for a short serve. Finally, Vargas puts it away. Excellent defense from Barrios. Barrios thought the serve was short. She can appeal. They have 3 lost appeals available. Instead, she takes a timeout. We'll do one ourselves and be back in just a minute.
And number 4. Something.
We're back in, everybody. Vargas serving 6-14. Timeout taken by Barrios.
And Vargas stayed on the court during that whole timeout. She didn't want to lose focus. Don't take that breath. She stayed in there and just trying to stay focused in this match.
Correction on the scores. 8 after that ace. 9. Talk about momentum, TJ. Now Vargas may be starting to think about, I can win this game. But not with a... this is good serving from Vargas, creating opportunities. Barrios not hitting the front wall. This is what she wants. 10 serving 14. And again... diving effort from Vargas, not good enough. Finally, Angelica Barrios gets in the service box. Can she close out this first game? It was, as a reminder, 14 serving 3.
Yeah, but I like that. Vargas, once we came back in, much more focused, had a purpose, much calmer.
Ooh, we'll have an appeal.
Catch that one.
So, line judges agree with the official that was an ace serve point, crack on the left side, just like that. Angelica Barrios, the 10 seed, takes the first game 15-10. Well, we talked about momentum. Vargas has it now. She won 7 points in a row before Barrios won that game. How can she continue that momentum? Everything changes in 2 minutes.
Well, I think Vargas figured that out a little bit, and her demeanor changed. She got a couple points, and all of a sudden she was calmer, and focused, and she stopped looking out to the crowd and to her coach and to her partner Natalia Mendez, fellow countrywoman Natalia. Stopped looking out and getting frustrated and kind of throwing, and she just focused and played. And that's what she needs to do.
And it's a challenge, isn't it, to just put everything that's going on outside of the court, outside of your mind while you play your match. And, you know, talking with players even this week, it's been a challenge for some of them. You know, a lot of these players have things going on in their lives that we may not know about that carry on to the court, and it's difficult to just say, okay, be present on the court and focus on what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Right. And we should mention Angelica Barrios, I mean, her story off the court, she lost her mother earlier this year.
About 6 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, her mother very young.
Yeah.
And she's really fought hard to still continue the sport she loves and be back and be ready again and look at her. I mean, good for her. 15
points away from a place in the U.S. Open final.
Yes.
Well, while we're here, talk a little bit about what's coming up with the LPRT, because we have a very, very busy schedule this fall.
We do. Actually, in 2 weeks, we will be in Las Vegas streaming the 3-wall outdoor event. 2 weeks later, November 11 to 14, we will be in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, for another dual event with the IRT. Should be a big event. Also, lots of amateurs there, and so many opportunities for amateurs to play. The next weekend, Chicago for the annual turkey shoot. And then one more on this calendar year, December, our annual Christmas Classic this year, Baltimore area, Severna Park, Maryland. So.
And if you haven't yet signed up for Vegas, I think there's still a few days left to sign up. You can see them. They've already started building the courts.
Yes.
We'll be very excited to be there. Little bouncing hop from Barrios. She claims the first point of the second game.
Can't show the crowd. No one's.
Barrios, just 21 years old, still finding her feet on tour, and yet so successful on tour already. The Bolivian #1. But Vargas says, hold on, slow down, not done yet. I know when I'm in the service box, I can win points.
We see these ebbs and flows in matches all the time. A loss in a first game really means nothing. Both players are in it to win it.
Excellent retrieval from Vargas. But then a skip deep in the court. Going for a little too much on that forehand side. We've seen, I think, TJ, more tiebreakers on the LPRT this week than I've ever seen. We've had so many. The competition is so tight between these ladies across the top 20 players.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, for sure. A lot, and My goodness, a lot of up-and-coming talent, just really depth in the draws. The tour is just so strong. These players are just, they just want it. They're so dedicated.
Skip from Barrios. Pushed it into the side glass, but not hard enough. First point for Vargas. But another error in the back of the court. Shake of the head from Vargas, clearly frustrated. Barrios was there, but just missed it. Maybe been a little missighted by the glass. We are on the show court here in the Target Center. Downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota, the 25th U.S. Open. That's better from Vargas, clean hitting. 2-2. She's never had the lead in this match. Let's see if she can get it in game 2. Barrios wants a screen. She's going to appeal. I don't think she'll win this appeal, TJ. She didn't.
No.
Point for Vargas, 3-2. Both the line judges have to disagree with the official for a call to be overturned.
Players do get 3 used appeals per game. Used appeal is if the call stands, it's a used appeal. If the call is overturned, it does not count against them.
Well, Vargas won't like this call. I'm not sure I do either. Barrios said she was screened on that shot. Maybe, maybe not. But
Right.
it's a safe call. It's not a highly contentious call
Right.
like an avoidable hinder. Replay, here we go. Vargas stepping in and hitting a little lower now for serving 2.
Not a good return there by Vargas.
Hit the sidewall, came into the middle. Barrios stepped into that a little bit with her upper body. Didn't move her feet, moved her upper body, went cross court.
Yeah, that's where I think a little extra footwork for Vargas and straight down the line would have been a better choice.
Barrios got here by defeating Erin Slutsky in the first round of the main draw, followed by Samantha Salas in a convincing 4-6 win before taking out Brenda Laime 15-12, 15-6. Vargas, a little bit tougher, defeated Shane Diaz in the first round, followed by a tiebreaker 11-8 win against Rodriguez, and then an 11-4 tiebreaker win against Rasic. 2 bounces called on Barrios. Ball bounced twice in the back of the court. Barrios not arguing. 5 serving 3. That time it was Vargas who stepped into that backhand for another .63. Momentum is shifting. Vargas seems to have settled. Excellent shot. Difficult to hit that one, Vargas. Leaning back, just flicked her wrist. Ball died in the front left corner. 7-3. Screen serve. Our other semifinal begins at 1 p.m. Central, depending on other matches before it, of course. Longoria, the world #1, will be taking on 28th seed TJ Erica Mania from the USA.
So, yeah, that's a whole other story. Erica Mania, really her first successful U.S. Open. She hasn't really
Her
played all
first
that
breakthrough
much.
tournament.
Yeah, she hasn't really played that much on tour. She's still kind of new. The players are still getting to know her game style on the court. So it should be, I'm actually looking forward to that and seeing how Longoria handles Mania's game style.
Well, on court, Vargas has a game style which is troubling Barrios in game 2, forcing Barrios to cover a lot of court. Back to front, she put that ball down. Wow. We'll have a quick appeal. This will be a tough call. Line judges agree. Avoidable hinder. You can see in the replay the appeal from Vargas.
Definitely a shift in score here in game 2. I mean, really, that beginning of game 1, we thought Barrios was just going to run away with it.
What a shot from Vargas, taking that early. That takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of skill. Expect nothing less from the world #3. Definitely a different player than game 1. Game 1 looked nervous, edgy, uncomfortable, frustrated. Game 2, different storyline. And another point for the Argentine. Barrios is thinking about a timeout. I think I like the fact she's slowing down Vargas. Look at Vargas. She wants to get on with it. She wants to serve fast. Barrios slowing her down. I would still like to see Vargas reset her routine if she's halted. And that's kind of where I feel maybe the serves are lacking when she's out of that rhythm. She's not serving as well as she could. Skip ball, Barrios. Don't say that very often. 8 serving 3. Critical moment in this match, I think. Right? Only 5 points off Barrios. Vargas has a long way to go in this match. What's the call? Hold on.
I think Vargas is asking for some interference there.
And I really agree with Vargas on this one. We'll have an appeal.
Yeah.
And you can see Barrios was definitely in her way.
Also agree, and probably should be a penalty hinder.
Agreed.
Set up off the back wall.
But instead a replay.
But she's got to let it go.
Side out. 3 serving 8. Some taping on the knee of Barrios. Some of these players elect not to wear knee pads. Gabby Martinez is a great example. Says it interferes with her ability to bend her knees. Barrios will appeal something. Screen? Well, she had her hand up, lost the rally, and then put her hand down. Changed her mind, I guess. Barrios hits the floor, not able to retrieve that one. Another point for the Argentine, 9 serving 3. What a difference from game 1, everyone. What a difference. Barrios was cruising. We talked about the 2 minutes and how it can just change momentum. It really seems to have changed here. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a minute. It's timeout, Barrios.
I'm Carla Munoz and I play with passion.
I play to be a role model for the kids.
I play for the adrenaline.
I play for the love of the game.
And welcome back, everybody. Tim Backers, TJ Bomba joining you for this first semifinal of the day. Don't forget, we have another one coming up, not to mention the double semifinal, which will be epic.
Yes, big grudge match there. You know, 2019, Monse Mejia, Alexandra Herrera won against the #1 seed, so they are the reigning champs, U.S. Open doubles champs. I know Powell and Samantha want that title back.
Oh, yes, they do.
It's going to be a battle.
Oh, yes, it will. Be sure to stick with us throughout the day for that. Here we go. It's 9 serving 3 in favor of Vargas. Good timeout from Barrios. I want to say hi to everybody watching. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thanks for everybody sharing the feed and spreading racquetball around social media. We're certainly enjoying being here, providing you this coverage. If you're just joining us, Barrios was up 14-3 in game 1. Took a while to close it out, gave Vargas some momentum, and Vargas carried that momentum into game 2. Barrios, though, finally gets off 3, 4 serving 9. Skip ball, Barrios. What has happened between before that timeout and after that timeout? Barrios has changed her serve. She's going straight to the lob serve as a first serve instead of a second serve. I heard some complaining about the officiating just a minute ago through the screen that we have. Coach of Barrios not happy with a no call. But you know what, TJ? We have an appeal system. We have 2 line judges. The players have 3 appeals. Don't like a call? Appeal it.
Right, absolutely.
And the coach cannot appeal, but the coach can say, hey, player, appeal that decision.
Right, absolutely.
And that didn't happen.
Right, and just as we talked, that this glass court with all the lights and shining and reflection and all that is difficult for the players to play in. It's also difficult for a referee who has to stand back on the outside and ref and see everything. So,
and I should add that coaches can be given technicals.
We saw that yesterday, yes.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Fran Davis got a technical for Paola for walking onto the court during a timeout. Coaches can be given technicals for complaining, etc., as can a crowd who may be raucous or inappropriate in favor of one player. Short ball on the serve called. Vargas looks to her side of the stands to ask for confirmation should she appeal. That's a beautiful pinch from Maria Jose Vargas, and it's 10-4. Getting to double digits can sometimes be mental. Okay, I'm there. 5 points. I'm 2/3 there.
Which you should really be thinking about is 1 point at a time.
Absolutely right. Vargas, thinking about that point, earns herself another. Looking to take this to a tiebreaker. Wow, what a change between games 1 and 2. Barrios has another timeout. It's 11-4.
Vargas doing a good job of mixing up her serves.
Wow. We did not see that in game 1. Vargas was typically losing the longer rallies. Now it's Barrios. Look at this. She had what she wanted, opened up the court. Maybe the athleticism of Vargas put her off. That's a soft pinch winner from Barrios, keeping her composure. Notice how Vargas had to jump over, and then as the ball's coming down, she's still landing. Doesn't give her time to get that ball back. Side out.
So one of my, and I'll say it again, I love it when both players walk to the service box and stand there. It really forces the referee to make the decision, and Barrios, I think, was trying to sell it that that ball did not skip.
I think there's a difference between whether you genuinely think you hit a good shot versus I know I skipped it, but I'm trying to convince the referee that I didn't.
Agreed, but there are some that are so close. You may not even be sure.
That's what I mean. If you're not sure,
go.
That's fine.
Yes,
but
yes.
if you know,
I don't. Yeah, and I don't see a lot of these pros doing that.
no.
A lot of good sportsmanship on the LPRT.
A lot of a late call there for Vargas. Looks to the ceiling. Second serve coming up. And a skip. This time she looks to the glass in frustration. Definitely a unique experience being on this glass court. The ability to pick up the ball is more difficult. You know, these players have been playing on cement courts all week. They're white. All of a sudden you have glass. Well, Barrios takes a timeout. Good timeout, I think. It's her second and final timeout. We talked about momentum in game one. Vargas found it. She was down 14-3. She came back. Barrios needs to do the same.
Yes, it's almost like Vargas is a different player right now. She was so bouncy and so just almost distracted is what I would call it in that first game. Frustrated, distracted. And finally she got a couple points and she started to really focus on the match and had a strategy, and all of a sudden it paid off because she got close in that first game, and here game two she's up 13-4.
And we talked about the power of Vargas and the serving of Vargas, and it seems that the serving is starting to become more effective in the second game.
Yes, I would agree. And we know that that's a strong point of Vargas's game. She is a good drive server. She's been able to keep Barrios in the back of the court more often, and she needs to keep doing that.
Well, you may have seen IRT commentator Dean Baer wandering behind us. They'll be on next on this show court. They're going to their first men's semifinal. We'll go into our second women's semifinal before their second men's semifinal, and then we rotate in doubles as well this evening. So we have a full day of action for you, both here and on the IRT. Vargas showing some action on the forehand side with a pinch winner. And just like that, what a turnaround, 14-4. Game point for Vargas. Oh, late call, replay. Vargas won't like this. Let's take another look. Slight contact. You've got to give Barrios the credit. She did make contact. She got it back. I think that's a good call from our official, Rodriguez. Have another replay. You can see fans all around the court now. And what they saw was an ace from Vargas. That has been the key in this second game. Well, everybody, we're going to a tiebreaker. We've talked about the parity across the tour and how many tiebreakers we've had. As an example, Erica Mania, who's in our next match, had to win every match in a tiebreaker to get there.
Yeah, not to mention she played two qualifiers to even get into the main draw, and now she's going to be in the semifinals this weekend.
Well, players have 2 minutes to regroup. Barrios needs a couple minutes because she lost that second one big. It's first to 11, win by 1. We'll be right back.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake a mom. Mama go up,
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare. Uh-huh.
And we're back, everybody. Tim Baghurst, TJ Bombaugh joining you for yet another tiebreaker on the Ladies Professional Racquetball Tour. We've seen so many upsets this week. And, TJ, it's really a testament to the new generation coming through. And they're not just participating, they're starting to win.
Yes. Coming into this event, I said there were the top core of players all had opportunities to make the finals and possibly win the U.S. Open this year. It doesn't come down to the top 3 anymore. There's so much talent.
And we saw 4 of the top 8 out of the tournament by the quarterfinals. Well, Barrios wants a skip serve. She looks around asking everybody who will give an opinion, hoping for something in her favor, but nothing given. Second serve. That, though, was a skip from Vargas. Had the opportunity, went a little too low.
I thought that was a skip.
Yeah, I think so,
it was
too.
a referee's call.
I think Vargas was a little more hopeful than expectant as she was already kind of walking backwards.
Yeah, she kind of leaned back or fell back. Maybe possibly a crazy bounce on the court. Came right at her.
First point for Barrios, 1-0. The key for me, TJ, in this tiebreaker is unforced errors. If Vargas can keep that unforced error count down, she can take this. Wow. Barrios with the soft hands. And you think she wants to win this?
I love it. You don't see that a lot from her. She stays calm and she stays focused. But again, she's scoring points in the front of the court.
Three points. Another 3-shot rally. Soft hands from the Bolivian. That's still up. Oh, good effort from the Bolivian. I thought it was a clean winner, and Barrios somehow got it back. Vargas kept her composure, puts it down the line. What I like about that shot, TJ, she didn't go for too much.
Right.
2 bounces before the back wall. And there's a great serve from Vargas.
She hasn't hit many to that right side, and that was probably good to throw one in there. Keep Angelica Barrios guessing.
Clean winner from Barrios, side out. There's a lot of ranking points at stake in a Grand Slam. There's a lot of prize money at stake in a Grand Slam. A lot is on the line here in the next few points. Barrios wants. I'm not sure what she's asking for, whether it's a replay or an avoidable. It did look like there was some incidental contact. Let's see what our line judges say. They're in the front. So that time the line judges overturned the official, and Barrios got what she wanted, which was a replay. The value of line judges just keeping things controlled as opposed to a player losing it because I got cheated, so to speak.
So it takes some of the pressure off the referee. Hey, if I don't make a perfect call, it's okay. I got 2 other people here that are helping. They can see. And sometimes you just can't see the shot. You can't see the ball.
Absolutely right. Barrios again playing defense. Vargas in the offensive position and hitting clean shots. That's crucial for her to serving 3, as is this drive serve. Smart. Great effort. You can't question the effort from the Bolivian, but that's just too good from Vargas. Vargas serving down the right side. Why? Because many people think that Barrios has a better backhand than forehand.
Okay, so
wow, that was a late call, screen serve.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was really late.
Very late.
Or they didn't hear it. Sometimes that happens as well.
Another error from Barrios. This is unusual from the Bolivian, and this is where the experience of Vargas may make a difference. Again, attacking the forehand of Barrios, a loose return, put away by Vargas, 5-3, timeout on the court taken by Vargas, or excuse me, Barrios will take 1-2. Vargas leads. And we're back live, everybody. It's the first semifinal of the day. The 3-seed Vargas against the 10-seed Barrios. Barrios raced to a 14-3 lead in game 1. Vargas gained some momentum, took that into game 2, winning it 15-4, and now she leads 5-3. Make that 6-3. Change up of the serve from Vargas to a Z serve following that timeout. May have surprised Barrios.
And I commend Vargas for doing that here. Usually I feel like Vargas goes in, drive, straight in drive. This time I'm seeing her hit a lot more Zs.
Another power shot from Vargas on the right side. Look at her step into these shots. She's starting to feel it. 7-3, 4 points away.
Short serve call by the referee.
And an ace serve, second serve, catching the glass, and another point for Vargas. And another point from that serve. We mentioned the critical serving, and it's Vargas who's doing so with another point, 9-3. Another timeout available for Barrios. She's not taking it. Court coverage by Vargas. And a big skip from Barrios. She's just, I don't know. It's just like gone away from her. No timeout taken, and it's all of a sudden match point for Maria Jose Vargas. And there it is. You think Vargas doesn't want to be in a final? Take another look. Excellent shooting, excellent execution in this tiebreaker, and she takes it 11-3 over the 10-seed Barrios. What a turnaround from game one, TJ Bamba.
Absolutely, and hard fought. Really, Vargas really settled down, and I know she is working on her mental game. I mean, that's a lot of these players are. They have to. This is a big stage, a lot of intensity, a lot of pressure put on, self-induced pressure. She really fought and settled down very well. Great match by Angelica Barrios. A lot of credit to her. This is first of many, I'm sure. I mean, a big semifinal. I know she's disappointed for losing, but I know we're going to see her here again.
Well, we're going to interview Vargas here in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. But a reminder as well, we have more matches coming up today, including what could be a very exciting match between the world number one Longoria and somebody she's never been tested by, Erica Mania, who has shocked many people this weekend with her power and her court presence, I think.
Oh, a fiery, just,
yes.
You could hear her screaming from all areas of the club.
Yes.
And so different from Paola. And I'm looking forward to that matchup because I don't think they've played before. Well, actually, they played here at the U.S. Open in 2019, I believe. It was a loss for Erica Minia. But so excited. Erica's playing so well, working so hard. It's going to be an exciting matchup.
And, of course, don't forget doubles as well as we round out the evening with Longoria Salas, the one seeds, trying to take back their title from Herrera and Mejia, who claimed it 2 years ago. That will be something special, so we hope you join us for that. We'll take a break, and we'll be back once Maria Jose Vargas is here for a little chat with her.